Welcome back to Collaboration Conversations. I'm your host, Regina Bergman, CEO of Bridgeport Strategy. And today I am delighted to have another guest co host with me. So I met Katrina recently and just thought that she would be an excellent guest co host for our show. And she has brought an amazing group of panelists to join us this morning. So let me quickly introduce
Uh-oh.
Katrina. Katrina Travis is with Mary Kay Cosmetics. And that really resonated with me because in my youth, I was with Mary Kay Cosmetics for a number of years. And so I'm thrilled to have her here today. Welcome, Katrina.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's so nice to have you here. Katrina, we want to hear a bit about you. We want to know what's your journey been like? What's brought you to this place in life? Who are you serving and why?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Katrina Travis. I live in I call it Southern Illinois because everybody thinks everybody from Illinois lives in Chicago. We do not. We actually live. I live on the east side of St. Louis. We cross the Mississippi River and we're right in St. Louis, so about 15, 20 minutes away. I have been a personal use Mary Kay consultant like since I was 20, but I'm also a healthcare provider. I'm a respiratory therapist. I work the front lines, and then I popped into some quality. But when COVID hit, I actually jumped back into the front lines and worked the ICUs in the St. Louis area, taking care of all of those very, very sick people. When actually I was at work, I was at lunch, I took my mask off, and all of my coworkers were like, "Why is your face not breaking out?" And I was like, "Well, I use Mary Kay every day," and my business exploded after that. So it's been a crazy 4 years. Actually, I just recently left the healthcare field in May just to focus on Mary Kay full time. um, my calling definitely from God is to care for people and to take care of them. And obviously since I was in the healthcare field, but I am still taking care of people with Mary Kay, but just in a different way. I build confidence. I empower women, helping them start their own businesses if that's the path that they choose, to have a little bit more financial freedom, a little bit money on the side to possibly do trips, and just giving them the confidence that they need to, if they are speaking in front of people, job interviewing. I've had a lot of people contact me lately just to help them feel just encourage, embrace that confidence and match that inner beauty with and the outer beauty together.
I love that. I love that. I love all the different ways that you are helping folks. The different needs in their lives that you're able to find the solution for with Mary Kay. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, and I want to take care of them. I'm meeting them where they're at, and it's not just about my business. I'm helping them with personal stuff too. Like Judy and I had a conversation this morning, and I was like, you got this. Encouraging people to step out of their comfort zone and doing it even on a personal level. So
Awesome. I love that. Making a difference in the world. That's what we're
yeah,
all here for, right?
for for sure.
Yeah. Katrina, would you introduce each of our guest panelists that you've invited today and have them share a bit of their journey, who they serve, and why?
Absolutely, Tiffany. We'll go ahead and start with you.
So I'm Tiffany Taylor, and I own Just Between Friends, O'Fallon Belleville. We are a franchise, and we are a twice-a-year pop-up kids consignment sale. So basically, we have families that bring their items and sell with us, and then families can come shop and save 50 to 90% on everything they need for their kids. And I was a teacher by trade. I still am a teacher part-time. But my husband is a pilot, and I was always looking for ways to supplement our income because he was the main breadwinner and I wanted to give more. And in teaching, you only can make so much. And so I started selling with a local JBF in West County. And then I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. And there was not one on the Metro East side of the river. So the Illinois side of St. Louis. And that's kind of my original hometown where I grew up. I grew up kind of in the Waterloo, Valmeyer area. And so I really wanted to start one over here. So I approached the company Just Between Friends and was like, this is a great area. This would be a great territory. What do you think? And so we went through some negotiations for a while, but gradually we got the approval and we started our territory in fall of 2020. We started with 40 families selling with us. And this fall, we're on track to have over 400 families selling with us.
Wow.
So just
Nice.
It's a really good, feel good. It's great to help families bring in more money to help their families, get rid of stuff out of their house, keep stuff out of the landfills. It's just a win-win all around. And you get to meet great people, great moms, great dads that are working hard to support their kids, especially in this economy right now. So, yeah.
That's exciting. I've never heard of that. The JBF.
A lot of people haven't, but there's about 150 around the U.S. So,
wow.
Yeah. That's how I met Tiffany. I saw her on a Facebook vendor site, I think, and I became a vendor there with my Mary Kay. And man, what an amazing group of women that are working with Tiffany here and just helping the local people. It's so cool. I'm so blessed to be a part of it. So,
that's cool.
I do have an amazing team. I'm very lucky. So thanks.
You do. Yeah, they're
That's
great.
Awesome.
Okay, Judy, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Judy Kaczynski, and I am 73 years young as of yesterday. So I'm very excited to be here, to say the least. I am a transplant into the Belleville, O'Fallon area. My ex-husband was in the military, and so we got stationed up here. And I've been here, 50 some years probably. So this is really home for me. I've got 2 kids and 6 grandkids, so I'm pretty busy. I Metro East area. It's called K9 to 5 Pet Services, and we do overnight stays and visits for people who have pets and go out of town. But the main reason I'm here is for a business that I am launching today, and it's called Glow and Nourish. And it is for seniors. It's the Vibrant Life after 50. And we're going to just have a group. I've got a group on Facebook that I'm going to start. And it's just a place for seniors, people over the age of 50 to go ask questions. I'll do the research. Just a place to kind of talk about health and wellness and skin and just everything. I have kind of gotten involved with a health and wellness company, Live Pure, and I'm very impressed with all of their products. And I started using them about 6 months ago, I guess. And that just kind of made me feel or realize how much people my age don't really know what to do or where to go to get good health products. A lot of the stuff at the health stores and stuff don't have the quality of product in them to help as much as some of these other ones. And they pay a little bit more for it, but the quality of the product is so much better. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I do like I said, I do the Live Pure. I do the K9 to 5 pet sitting. In fact, right now I'm pet sitting in Florida. One of my clients brought me out to Florida to pet sit for them. So that's been a kind of a perk for me. So I'm really excited about that. But the internet sucks.
That sounds like a great perk, getting to travel to do the pet sitting. That sounds awesome.
It's been funny because I've had 5 clients who have all moved from the O'Fallon, Belleville area down here to either Beach, Florida, whatever. And every single one, except for one, has flown me down here to watch their pets. So it's, for me, that's just very gratifying. That lets me know that I must have done a very good job for them, or they wouldn't have bothered to do that.
Yeah, so, that's quite a testimonial, actually. That's quite a testimonial that they would do that.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So now I'm, like I said, I'm starting this new thing with the Glow and Nourish, and hopefully we'll get that going as well.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, Judy, for sharing all of that. Looking forward to see what Glow and Nourish does and see how I can help support that as well. Miss Hiawatha, I am so excited that you were able to join. Sorry that we had a miscommunication about the time. Miss Hiawatha, can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I have to be driving. That's not ideal. But anyway, I'm Hiawatha. I worked with Katrina I worked for Katrina as a respiratory therapist. I still am a respiratory therapist. I was traveling as a therapist, working for an agency, and so I am 51 years old. I have 16 grandchildren and a lot of bonus grandchildren. I have 7 grandchildren that live with me now, and I just adopted 4 of my 7 grandchildren that live with me. I have 3 children that are mine, and then I had adopted a girl before, a teenager. Well, mine was teenager, so just imagine that. So, what do you need?
Yeah,
Oh,
tell us
okay.
this.
So in my traveling, I've traveled to Hawaii and worked there 9 months. I worked in Springfield, Missouri. I worked in Seattle, Washington. So I have licenses in all these places. California. I worked during COVID, which was really heartbreaking. So while I was doing that, I ended up wanting to be nosy because I really wanted to see what the agencies were making off of therapists and nurses and things of that, how they were calculating things. And so in that made me want to become an agency owner. So I did the work in Illinois to get an agency. And so that's what I do right now. And I also wanted my agency to be like a one-stop shop. So I make t-shirts and I also do CPR so I can teach basic life support, adult cardiac life support, and pediatric advanced life support. And so I teach those classes as well. And I'm a notary as well. So I'm always looking for stuff to do to try to have that millionaire mindset because I really want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and my children. I really want them to and embrace being an entrepreneur. Um, we all need to embrace that because the way the American economy is, and if the state decides they want to close, then here we are stuck, trying to figure out what are we going to do. But if we have our own business, we just create things for ourselves and create goods and services that people need. And I saw a need where therapists and nurses were feeling like the agencies were all about money, which they all become after a while. They start thinking about the money and want to keep more of the money to themselves. Where I want to give my nurses and the therapists the money that they're worth and make them feel appreciated because that's how I felt underappreciated going into these different facilities. But I also wanted to go into the facilities myself so I could tell other therapists and people I'm hired, yes, this is a good facility. I was treated well there. Talk to this person, get in good with that person so that they can also have a good experience and to tell them the do's and the don'ts of traveling as a therapist or traveling as anything. You can travel as anything, just like you have your pet uh, daycare or home sitting for people for their pets. That's a traveling job. That's something somebody else could do. And you would be surprised the amount of money people will pay for people to come because you can't find anybody locally to do those things.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. So congratulations to you. I hope that really expands out for you and you find yourself all over the country with that.
Thank you. That would be good.
I mean, that's my spiel. I'm always looking to see what I could do to help other people. And that's when you're an entrepreneur, it can't really be about you. It does have to be about other people and wanting to help people, wanting to see people succeed, wanting to help people with things that they need help with. Because there's a lot of people that don't know about how do I start a business? What do I do? Who do I contact? So this podcast is a good platform for everyone. So
Yeah.
that's my spiel. That's what I do. So yeah.
What a great introduction to our conversation, all of you, but especially Hiawatha, just kind of putting the exclamation point on that there. One thing I heard from all of you was a very giving attitude, caring and giving. And as Hiawatha was saying about, being an entrepreneur is about giving. And how has collaborating with others allowed you to give more? How has that worked in your business? Because I hear that in each of you. I hear that you do give so much and that you care so much. How have you been able to collaborate with someone else to make a bigger impact? Tiffany, I see you nodding.
No, this is just kind of my husband and I, when we purchased our business, one of the first books I read was called The Go Giver. And it's basically all about, if you give, it's always going to come back to you. So yes, we're still running a business and we're still budgeting and we're still doing all that, but we're not nickel and diming. We're like, it's worth us to invest in people because they're going to invest in us. So like our team, that is amazing, that Katrina talked about, we take them out for meals every night. We put the ones that travel farther in a hotel so they can help us during the sale. Like, we invest in them because they are investing in us constantly and they're supporting us and things like that. And so we have always kind of followed this theory of the go giver, where you always give, and it will come back to you. It might not come back right away, but it will come back. And I think we've seen that in the growth of our business. And the people we help. If we have like a Facebook community for our sellers on Facebook, it's a private group, but it's funny because you'll see when people ask questions or do things, everyone's jumping in to help, because we've just created this atmosphere of everyone's going to help everyone. We're all moms. We've all been there. And that's kind of just why I just love giving people this opportunity, because I love when moms get to come help at the sale and they're like, it was so nice not to be mom for 4 hours. I got to be like a real adult and help people and run a register and show someone how to fold this pack and play, which sounds crazy, but it's just so good to see people that are just enjoying themselves and just for once don't have to be mom for a little bit, because that's what we're all 24/7. We're all mom. So,
Right.
But that's kind of always been our philosophy. That book's amazing. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest reading it, but it's all about the giving aspect of everything. And just using giving as your platform to set up your business, as opposed to just trying to make as much money as you can. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember who the author is on that?
I can look it up. Let me check. So
that is so true. I think when people focus on the money, they don't succeed. When you're focusing on the giving and how can I help you, and really listen to what that person needs, it truly does change it. And the money comes by itself, just getting out there, networking. And like I was involved with the Just Between Friends as a vendor, but I met some amazing people through there, with people, questioning about having a business themselves. And I was thankful that I was able to help those moms, and there were a lot of younger moms there too. I mean, there was a mix for sure, but I saw a resounding younger mom theme. And it was really good to talk with them and to give them an opportunity to have that little side business.
for sure.
When I started my pet sitting business, I did that more just to supplement my income, because I had retired early, and so Social Security certainly doesn't go very far. But I was amazed at how quickly it turned into a business. And I agree with what Tiffany said. I don't charge an arm and a leg. I'm a business. I'm a small business, and I know what it like. If I travel, I don't want to have to pay thousands of dollars to have somebody come in and take care of my animals. So I try to keep my prices to a price point where I could afford them. I figure if I can afford them, then most other people can. Not everybody, but most other people can. So that's kind of been my go-to for my business, and it's just grown. And since COVID almost killed me, but once that kind of got over, nobody was going anywhere during COVID, so it's kind of hard to watch animals. But I was blessed because I had a few people at that time who needed them boarded, and I did board at that time. I don't anymore, and so that kind of got me through during that time, which I'm very grateful for. And I agree with Tiffany as far as if you give, you gain. And I think that's so very, very true with everything we do. With my Glow and Nourish, I'm not out there to make money. I'm just out there to help people who need the help. And I think that's going to be really good once it starts taking off. So And I'm always looking for people because, a lot of people ask me, well, what can I do to do this? And I need people to send them to. So I'm always looking for other vendors, other people who do other things. So yeah.
Fantastic. Hiawatha, are you able to unmute and share a little bit with us?
Can you repeat the question again? I heard it and I had lots to say, but I've been listening intently.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if I can even repeat the question that we had. So let's start with another one. What's been the greatest collaboration that you've ever had?
Okay. I would have to say collaborating with. I have a friend who owns an agency, and she was the first one to do it. Me and her talked about it being of what I wanted to do, and she did it and ran with it, and so she helps me a lot. I still because she's taking it to a whole nother level from what I ever thought of. So that collaboration with her, watching her, we were travel. She was a travel nurse. I was a travel restorative therapist, and we met in Springfield, Missouri. And now she's got it going on. She's way over. She does. She has her own little magazine. She sells traveling suitcases, and she has a line with her grandchildren. So that's been, and she's so humble, and she's been over to Bali, and now she's doing like healing things.
Wow.
Because like all of us, we've fell in love with a man, and it didn't work out. She got engaged, and the next thing we know, she's not engaged anymore. So she's trying to heal from that, along with running a business, because the guy wanted her to sell her business, and she's like, I'm not doing that. He wanted her to stay at home. I said, well, sometimes things bring out what people really want from you. So needless to say, but she's going through a healing journey now, and that helps me too. That's that collaboration and watching her go through what she's going through and still be running her business, and even just coming up with more creative things I didn't think of, but it's helping me to think of, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, off of what she's doing. So that's been the greatest collaboration, and we are friends. And if I need her to sometimes when you're sending somebody out, you have to get them their background checks and stuff like that. And
Right.
so I didn't have all that ready yet. So I said, can you run a check on this person for me? And she said, sure, I'll do it under me. And I'm like, cool. So that's been the greatest collaboration for me, in watching her do the do's and the don'ts, and her being able to share that with me. So
That's really
For
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
You
I
remind
agree.
me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tiffany.
I was going to say, I think it's really important to collaborate with people that you're striving to be like. That, that's your end goal. We have a group of 6 owners. They're from all over the state. They're Ann Arbor, Pennsylvania, all over. And we all talk every week, and it's all about pushing, we all want each other to succeed, and it's all about pushing each other. And I just think when you know someone that you can reach for, they did this, so I can do it. They were where I was, they were following the same path. I just think it's really important, because I think sometimes we don't realize what we can achieve or how far it can go if you don't have that person to kind of follow. So
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Similar to hiring a coach in some ways. You want somebody who's not too far ahead of you, but is ahead of you enough that they've been where you are and can help you through that path. Katrina?
Yeah, we definitely can be our own worst enemies, can't we?
Yes.
We quickly jump to that negative. And that's what I love. I'm making sure that I'm surrounding myself with 5 people that I aspire to be like. And, I have these amazing directors in Mary Kay that, man, they are powerhouses, and they are, they have that go-give spirit too, like Hiawatha was just talking about, and, just wanting you to, and cheering you on. It's not a competition. And that is so important, so I love that. And I love having that close circle, that, because what do they say? The few people that you're around are the people that you become. So if you're around a bunch of negative people, that you slowly start going that way, even if you're not in a person. It happens. So you have to be conscientious of who you're surrounding yourself with, and networking like we're doing, and supporting one another. And I don't think you can be successful by yourself. That's not how the Lord has set us up at all.
Yeah. Good
So
point.
true. So true.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, Judy?
Taking the competition out of it. Like, I just feel like women were bred to like always be against each other. I feel like sometimes as we grew up, and I just love taking the competition out and just women working together and supporting each other. I just think it's like the best part.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I totally believe that too. I think if we help each other, things are going to work better for all of us, no matter where, in what area of life you're in, and like I said, with the pet sitting, and I talk about that more only because this new one hasn't really got started yet. but I have a group of sitters that work with me, and so it allows me to venture out into more, to help more people out. And I just finding good people is hard to do. And so knowing other people who can steer me in the right direction to find those people that'll take care of those pets is very important to me. So networking is huge. I did it for years and years and years. I've been trying to be an entrepreneur forever, and it's finally kind of happened. So, it's hard. I always think, I can do this. And then next thing I know, it's, I'm spending more than I'm making, and it's, got me financially into a bind, and it's crazy. But anyway, this stage of my life, I'm just out there to do what I can and help whoever I can. And like I said, I'm just looking for people to help me help them.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. One of the things that when Hiawatha was speaking reminded me of, we always hear 1 + 1 = 2, but I think when we are collaborating, 1 + 1 = 11. And I'm looking for those 11s.
Because each one of us think differently. And I look at this table and see, well, Hiawatha and I have the kind of the same background, of course, but she's gone a different way. I've gone a different way. And, getting people to the table and like looking at a problem that you might be having. And, you guys have different eyes and viewpoints of what, that hill is, and can give us some, different directions. And that's so important to be friends with, not just respiratory therapy or just Mary Kay. You really want that well-rounded collaboration group. And look at this table. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is awesome. Each of you brings so much value into the world, and I really appreciate all that you are each doing, and the opportunity to get to meet each of you. It's one of the things I love about doing this show is that that it really expands my horizons. I hit my microphone here. Sorry about that. That it really expands my way of thinking. I think I'm a great networker and a great collaborator, but being with folks like you gives me more ideas all the time about how I can be more effective at that and how I can change more lives. Because to me, that's what it's all about, right? It's being part of that ripple effect as we go out and help someone, and then they go out and help others. Then we become part of that ripple that they've just created, and that ripple just goes on forever, right?
Yeah.
That's Katrina.
Interesting, because I used to take travel contracts too, so I've lived in a numerous amount of states. I'm actually born and raised in Michigan, and before took my first contract job, one of the pediatric nurses, peds always, I had a drawing to peds, so I did a lot of travel in the pediatric world. And the day before I left, she was working, and she took my hand and she said, "You have left many footprints here. Continue to leave footprints everywhere you go." And that was, my son was 1 and he's going to be 18 in June. And I still remember that. And I still try to leave the footprints. And I might not see that, I think somebody said that too. We might not see that, what happens on the other side of it. But we definitely are involved in leaving all these footprints for our kids and our grandkids. and to help them be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to someone who's kind of new at the idea of collaborating? What advice would you give them about how they can go about collaborating with others and making that difference in the world? Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I would just say do it. I think trying to get into any kind of networking groups that they're comfortable with, with belonging to. It can just be a small one, like a book club or something, just to kind of get themselves used to being or talking to other people. Then eventually that grows from there. That's kind of where I started, not necessarily in a book club, but you just find, you find a small group of people, and then those people will introduce you to other people. And that's kind of how it all starts, really. It's the, face to face and mouth to mouth, referrals and stuff that really kind of get everything going. So.
Very good. Good. Thank you, Judy.
Anybody
welcome. Else?
I agree with her, telling them to do it, but also letting them know that it's not a race. Take your time. Mm-hmm. Put yourself out there a little bit. If you're shy, there's like my friend, she was really shy. I didn't even know she was that shy. But once you start getting on the platforms, talking to people, and sometimes you don't even have to talk to anybody because people will be drawn to you. All you got to do is get out there, put a little something out there, a thought, put it on there, bam. People are going to say something, and that starts the conversation. And then they start inviting you to groups because they see what you got on there and they like it. I might say something as simple as, I'm going to have the best cup of coffee today, this morning. And put that on there. And somebody go, oh, wow, you like coffee? I like coffee too. And before you know it, pulling other people, and we're talking about coffee, but then we start talking about other things that we have that are in common with each other. Or Katrina could start and say, oh, yeah, I sell Mary Kay. While we talking about coffee. Oh, yeah, you sell, oh, wow. I've always wanted, I haven't seen a Mary Kay consultant in a while. I need some Mary Kay, so just putting yourself out there. And if you're shy, just a little bit will do. You don't have to, because it's easy to tell somebody, just go ahead and do it. Yeah. But when they're shy, that's the part that they're shy about, just doing it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
Exactly. That's the part that they shy away from. Nah, I can't do it. I'm too shy. So sometimes just telling them, just put yourself out there a little bit at a time. You don't even, sometimes just a good morning. People go, oh, okay, she said good morning. Okay, let me say good morning back. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best way to me to try to collab with people. Just be yourself. Don't think I gotta be liked by everybody. I gotta be rushed into trying to get this done. Slow and steady wins the race. The Lord says the race is not given to the swift, but to the person that endures until the very end. Amen. So it's slow and steady and keep enduring. Just keep taking it one day at a time. Because that's all we got anyway. We only have a moment at a time.
And a moment at a time. That's right.
That's it. Right. One moment.
It's the only thing that's given, right? It's where you are right this second.
That's it.
Well, and I can speak because I'm an introvert by nature. That is my thing. So I always was like, oh, that's for extroverts. I can't do that. But you have to when you own a business. So it's not really an option. But I have a lot of notes for myself. So even at the sales, I have on Tuesday, Wednesday, make sure you stop and talk to the vendors because I will forget that because I get in my zone and I get in my sale mode. And so I have things like that. I also have notes on all my teams. So I know what are their kids' names? Where do they love to do? So I learn about people. And all my sellers too, that's ones that have been with me forever. A lot of them, I know their kids. I ask about their kids when they come in the door, just to kind of show people that I value them. And then that kind of also bridges in that conversation. But as an introvert, I can tell you, it can be painful. And I have to really make myself list and remind myself to be personable sometimes because I'm just a head down work person. But it is possible. So I can tell you that.
I love that advice. I'm sorry, Katrina, but I love that advice. That's really powerful.
That is really true. And And I run into that a lot with new team members and things. And one of the things I tell them is make sure that you have something on that says Mary Kay, or we get a lot of gifts through Mary Kay. So make sure you have that jewelry on, or those earrings, or whatever it is, because people will be drawn to that. Make sure that you have yourself together. You're going out and trying to sell Mary Kay and you have your hair up in a bun with your holy sweatpants, it's probably not going to go really well for you. So make sure that you got yourself together. And if you are scared to talk, actually one of the things that I'm not afraid to talk to anybody, but I had roses, wooden roses that I had in my hands, and I was giving them out to women, and that started a conversation too. And it just helps you just get over that. The other thing is I make sure I not only do I encourage, via phone or whatever, but if they're in my area, I'm going to go with them. And like, you can do this. And I kind of standing in the background, okay, you can do it. You can do it, So it is scary, especially when you're an introvert. So, what was I going to say? I can't remember.
Well, but also as an introvert, when you do something you love and you truly believe in, it makes it a lot easier to talk and share about your life. So as long as you're doing something that you love and believe in, which we all obviously are, it just makes it a lot easier. So
yeah, totally can relate to that. I'm 50-50 introvert extrovert. So, I love doing the dog and pony show, but then give me my me time.
Yeah.
Right? But something you said, Tiffany, made me think about, like you said, you've got these notes to yourself to remember to do this and remember to do that. And I find myself, one of the places I see that coming through for me is writing an email. So I'll start to write somebody an email and I'm just like hitting the punch, I'm just right there. This is what I need to say. And then I go back and look at it and go, oh, go back and say something nice first. Go back and add something that at the beginning that engages them. Don't just jump into what you got to say. So I have to do that all the time. Go back and input.
Yeah, that seeking to understand the why, where somebody else is coming from, is important. Right. So it's not about you; it's about them. And how can I help you? Help me understand this. What does make you nervous about talking to that lady in the coffee shop that has 2 children just like you? So, so a lot of people will be like, yeah, I don't know. So, so that's just part of it, just kind of opening their eyes as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And we each, we each have those areas that hold us back. One of the things when I had my staffing firm, one of the tools we used was a personality profile that was highly predictive of success on the job. And my daughter took the profile, and she's no assertiveness and no aggression, just neither, no confrontation. And, but then you can see that when you understand that, you can see that in your relationships with people, and you can adjust to who they are but a lot of that, we don't always have the opportunity to see a personality profile on them. Right. So again, it comes back to what Katrina just said. We have to listen. We have to truly listen to understand who they are and how we can serve and support them. So, yeah. Other thoughts that you've had on what maybe has been the most difficult thing about building a collaboration for you? Because it's not always roses, is it? Sometimes they don't work out. Sometimes you have to
try and error. Sometimes you might not find the right people the first time. Just like everything in life, you try something at your business, it doesn't work, you have to try something else. Because the same thing with collaboration. Sometimes you collaborate with people and it just doesn't meld right, or it's not getting you where you need to go or grow.
Right. So. Right. Uh-huh. And so what do you do in that situation?
Move on.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Yeah.
Okay. And don't do your best and not let that affect your mindset. Right.
Have a thick skin.
Yeah.
And do it as kindly as you can.
Yeah,
right?
and I
With
do, and like
kindness.
everything will work out how it's supposed to. I've always believed that. Like there is a path, you're on it. And so when that door closes, something's going to work out and it's going to be okay. And I just kind of always believe that. And I think that life kind of always works that way. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I don't think there is anything as a coincidence. I think, I think you're meant to be where you're at that particular time. And things happen sometimes. I mean, I amaze I shouldn't say amaze myself, but sometimes I'll be driving and I'll think about a client that I haven't talked to in a while, or they haven't called me to pet sit for a while or whatever. And within 2 or 3 days, all of a sudden that client's texting me saying, "You watched my dog a year ago." And, and it's just, and I'm like, did I like manifest that up, or what? How did that happen? So yeah. So I believe that everything is meant to be when it's meant to be.
I'm going to steal a phrase from Mary Kay, Katrina.
All right.
Something that I learned from her years ago. What you think about, you bring about.
That's true. So true.
I know others say that as well, and she may not have invented that phrase, but I remember her saying that. What you think about, you bring about.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so true.
Yeah, very good. So Hiawatha, we missed you there for a moment, but we were just talking about what you do when a collaboration is not working out. Any thoughts on that?
I think you bow out gracefully.
There you go. I love that term, bow out gracefully. I love that.
Bow
That is
out
well said.
gracefully. No pun intended. It was good while it lasted. I learned a lot from you,
Love
but
it.
I'm gonna have to just bow gracefully. But I'm open if you need some other kind of assistance from me that I can help you with. That's not gonna, for me, take away my peace.
Yeah. I love
Or
that.
take too much away from me that I can't concentrate on what I have to work on. For me, people, there are certain people that after a while they may get a little envious, and that's obvious. And so, although you may love them, they might even be a family member. You have to decide for yourself, what am I getting out of this? Am I doing anything for you with us not really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not really meshing, I'll say. We're not meshing
Right.
any longer. So that would be my thing. If it's not working out, then I'll bow gracefully. You can still reach out to me if you need some help, if I can assist you on something. But I got to get over here in my lane and work on what I got to work on and continue to progress and help somebody else.
And
Maybe
help
our
somebody
season
else.
is over with. So it might be time for me to
Good
focus
point.
on someone else who may need my help more now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I love that.
how I
Times
would
and seasons.
do it. Yes, absolutely. That's how I
Excellent.
would do it. Just
Excellent.
bow on gracefully and continue to, if it's real bad, then we good. We good. I won't throw any salt on your name. I'll just say, hey, you might want to check on her. She's still doing her thing, so you might want to check on her, get with her. If somebody asks me, oh, so and so does this, are you helping her any longer? No, but she's still doing it. So go ahead on over
Go
there.
ahead.
And,
Go ahead. Yeah.
help.
Yeah. Don't
Keep
let me stop
supporting
you.
her. Exactly. Keep supporting her or him.
There you go.
That's
there
me.
you go. Ladies, I love your attitudes, all of you. I love the things that you've had to share today. You truly embody, each of you, I can hear that you truly embody a Christ-like respect and love for others in the world. Thank you for sharing that today. That has really stood out with each of you. Thank you. We have run out of time. We're at the last few minutes of the show. I am going to turn it over to Miss Katrina now to run our wrap-up round, where she is going to call on each of you for your final thoughts on collaboration and your contact information. And while Katrina does that, I'm going to pop your contact information into the public comments for folks so they can find you. So Katrina, will you take it away?
Absolutely, yes. Now I'm so thankful that each of you guys were able to join me today, and this has been great. I'm so thankful to have you in my circle. Miss Judy, do you want to go ahead and start your final thought and contact information, I believe, was given to Regina?
Yeah, this has been great. I really appreciate you inviting me to this. And I'm glad that the shower and coffee did me good this morning. Yeah, I woke up this morning not feeling so well, and I was going to beg off, and she talked me into staying.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't.
Well, I am too. Yeah, this has been awesome. And I think, the collaboration with other people I think it's a necessity if you're going to build a business. I just feel like you need to be able to talk to other people and get their opinions and advice sometimes and other things that, that you're looking to do. So, yeah, that's kind of my final word on collaboration. My contact information, I'll give you a couple. Telephone number is 618-722-0777. On the Glow and Nourish, you can email or email me, at requestinfo@glow-nourish.com. And then the website for that is glow-nourish.com. And then we also have a Facebook page that is the Glow and Nourish. If you search that, it should come up for you. And then my K9 to 5 Pet Services is just that. It's K9 to 5 Pet Services, and it's the number 5, don't spell that out. So it's K9TO number 5 Pet Services .com, and then Gmail, and then also the Facebook page is the same, K9 to 5. So that's how you can contact me and anything and everything you're looking for.
That's great. Thank you so much, Judy. Miss Tiffany, can you go ahead and give us your final thoughts and contact information?
Sure. So I will say the CEO of our company always says to us, you can go faster by yourself, but you can go farther with a team. And that always has spoke to me because I'm one of those people that's very hard to delegate because I know I can just get it done quickly, but you get so much more from help, including others. And you get more ideas and different perspectives. I obviously see things a certain way. So it's nice to have people that balance my perspective. So I appreciate that. But that's always in the top of my goals for each sale, that quote, to remind myself to slow down, bring your team in, let them help you. So that's really important. So to me. But yeah, so my email is just tiffanytaylor@jbfsale.com. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at jbfofb. And I think the rest of the contact information will be on there as well. But thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So
yes, you're welcome. Thank you. And Miss Hiawatha, your final thoughts and contact information.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, thank you, each of you ladies, for being here, and thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I adopted some kids, and my brain just be gone. But anyway, and I'll be busy. But my quote, I seen this somewhere, and so my final thing is this: build the people, and the people will build your business.
Amen.
Amen.
Love that.
There it is.
I
Love that.
I saw that somewhere, and I was like, yeah, okay. So that would be the same as build your team, and your team. If you focus on building into your team and giving to your team, then they'll do the business for you. So that
Love it.
I like that quote. I saw that somewhere. So my business information is, you can find me at hakawaki21.com. On there you can book classes, and I sell stuff on there as well. I have a little shop on there, and you can see what jobs I have available. You can also email me at hakawaki21@gmail.com, and you can call me. My number was something different, but it's something different now. So I can't even remember what it is. But anyway, if you go on my hakawaki21.com, you'll find it on there. And I'm on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. So
How do you spell Hakawaki? How do you spell?
HAKAWAKI.
H-A-
21.com.
HAKKA
WAKI.
.com, did you say?
21.com.
21.com. Got it.
Yes. And so let me tell you a quick story about how that name came to be. My name's Hiawatha, and I have friends who cannot pronounce Hiawatha. So I have one particular friend's husband who used to always say, "Here comes Hakawaki." So I told him, I'm going to name my business agency after you, after that name. I said that you called me, and I said, don't come back and sue me, because I'm going to take that name far. I was like, I'm going to have all kind of stuff with that name. And so he still to this day cannot say Hiawatha, so he still calls me Hakawaki. So that's where I got
it. I love it. I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Hiawatha. And I'll go ahead and just talk a little bit. So yeah, completely agree with what you guys just said about the team. Mary Kay definitely was strong on the team, and just like Tiffany, I can go and do things a lot faster by myself, but there is strength in that team. So it's so important to have that.
Oops. Sorry, that was not what I meant to do. There we go. We got you out there, Katrina.
Yeah, my internet got crazy, and now my phone's whatever it's doing. Anyway, I think the devil is trying to stop something here, and I'm not going to let him win. I'm going to tell him to get out of my house. So
good for you.
Phone number is 618-616-1646. Email is Travis, K-A-T, Travis, Travis, 89 @gmail.com. And my group on Facebook is called A Lasting Impression. I am on LinkedIn, and I don't know my thing, but I know that you put it in there. And I'm on Instagram as well. And yeah, my website will be listed down below too. So I think that's it. And yeah, you're right. Judy, poor Judy, she contacted me first thing this morning. She's like, I do not feel well, and I'm not going to be able to do this. And I was like, oh, that's too bad. And I was like, well, I'm going to start praying for you. And if you get better between now and 9:00, then then jump on. And then she started talking about, maybe I'm just a little anxious. And I was like, oh, she was like, I've done this before. And I'm like, oh, okay, you can do this. You're not going to be alone. You're not alone ever again. So just encouraged her, and, here she is. Right.
Here she is, and contributed greatly.
Thank you.
Thank you all, ladies, so very much. I appreciate you being here and getting to know each of you. And we appreciate you, our watchers and listeners, for watching the show today, whenever you may see this. And check us out again here on Collaboration Conversations. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.